The year is 1600. Queen Elizabeth I grants a charter to a group of adventurous English merchants. Their goal? To seek their fortune in the East Indies, a land of untold riches and exotic spices. Thus began the East India Company, a trading venture that would forever alter the course of history. They established trading posts along the Indian coast, exchanging silver for pepper, cloves, and other prized commodities. The Mughal Empire, then at its zenith, tolerated these foreign traders, seeing them as a source of revenue and exotic goods. The East India Company's success wasn't guaranteed. They faced fierce competition from Portuguese, Dutch, and French rivals, all vying for control of the lucrative spice trade. Life for the company's employees in India was tough and often dangerous. As the Mughal Empire weakened in the 18th century, the East India Company saw an opportunity to expand its influence beyond trade and into the realm of politics and military might. The 18th century witnessed a fierce rivalry between European powers for global dominance. England and France carried their contest to the shores of India. They clashed in the Carnatic Wars for control of key trading ports. Robert Clive emerged as the architect of British victory. This rivalry profoundly impacted the Indian subcontinent. The year 1757 marked a turning point in the history of India. On the plains of Plassey, the armies of the British East India Company, led by Robert Clive, faced the forces of Siraj-ud-Dowlah, the Nawab of Bengal. The Battle of Plassey was not just a clash of armies, it was a battle for the future of India. Siraj-ud-Dowlah, suspicious of the company's growing power and influence, had attempted to assert his authority over their activities. Clive, through a combination of shrewd diplomacy and cunning strategy, had secured the support of Mir Jafar, the commander of Siraj-ud-Dowlah's army. Mir Jafar, lured by promises of power and wealth, agreed to betray his master and switch sides at the crucial moment. The victory at Plassey had far-reaching consequences. The East India Company, no longer content with mere trading privileges, now had its sights set on political control and territorial expansion. Following their victory at Plassey, the East India Company faced the challenge of governing Bengal, one of the wealthiest regions in India. They implemented a system known as dual administration. Under this system, the Nawab of Bengal remained the nominal ruler, while the company controlled the real levers of power, revenue collection, trade, and the military. While seemingly a partnership, the reality was far more exploitative. The company, driven by profit, extracted vast sums of wealth from Bengal, enriching its shareholders while impoverishing the local population. The once thriving textile industry, renowned for its exquisite craftsmanship, was systematically dismantled to eliminate competition with British manufacturers. The dual administration system had a devastating impact on Bengal. Emboldened by their success in Bengal, the East India Company continued its expansion across India in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. They faced resistance from various Indian rulers who recognized the company's insatiable appetite for territory and resources. In the south, Hyder Ali and his son Tipu Sultan, the rulers of Mysore, proved formidable adversaries. Tipu Sultan, known for his military innovations and use of rocket artillery, fought valiantly against the British but was ultimately defeated and killed in the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War. In western India, the Marathas, a powerful confederacy of warrior clans, posed a significant challenge to the company's ambitions. The British, through a combination of military might, strategic alliances with rival Indian rulers, and the introduction of new technologies, eventually subdued the Marathas. The British, initially welcomed as traders, were now seen as foreign conquerors, their presence increasingly resented by those they sought to rule. By the mid-19th century, resentment against British rule had reached a boiling point. The East India Company's policies alienated Indians from all walks of life. The introduction of Enfield rifles, rumoured to be greased with animal fat, ignited the rebellion. What began as a mutiny in Meerut spread across northern and central India. Sepoys, peasants, artisans, and rulers rose up against the British. The rebellion, known as the Sepoy Mutiny, was a watershed moment. The British responded with brutal force. They unleashed a wave of repression. The rebellion was eventually crushed, but left an indelible mark. In 1858, the British government dissolved the East India Company and assumed direct control over India.